Hello, friends. Welcome to Creative Medicine. In this lecture, we will learn about.
Hello friends, let us now learn some important points about the parotid region. Parotid region is the area which is present around the ear. Anteriorly, it is formed by the anterior border of masseter. Superiorly, it is formed by the zygomatic arch. Posteriorly, it is formed by the mastoid process, and inferiorly, it is formed by the line joining the angle of mandible and the mastoid process. So if you see, if this is the parotid gland, anteriorly it is formed by the anterior border of masseter. Superiorly, here you will have zygomatic arch. Posteriorly, there will be mastoid process, and inferiorly you will see angle of mandible which is joining the mastoid process, the line joining the angle of mandible and the mastoid process. So this is parotid region. So if you see parotid gland, there are actually three pairs of salivary glands. We have parotid gland, submandibular gland and sublingual gland. So parotid gland, this is entirely of serous acini alveoli. Parotid gland is composed entirely of serous alveoli. So it is lobulated, yellowish brown and weighs around 25 grams. Parotid gland consists entirely of serous alveoli. It is a lobulated gland and it is yellowish brown and it weighs around 25 grams. Then if you see the location, it is located in the pyramidal fossa posterior to the ramus of mandible in the retromandibular fossa, that is parotid gland. Okay, so what are the boundaries? Boundaries of parotid gland is anteriorly you will have posterior border of ramus of mandible. There will be here posterior border of ramus of mandible will be there. Posteriorly you will see here this is mastoid process. Posteriorly you will see mastoid process. Superiorly this is the external acoustic meatus or the external ear and posterior part of temporomandibular joint, and medially you will see styloid process. Then if you see, what do you see in the parotid bed? What is parotid bed? Parotid bed, if you see, the ramus of mandible is covered by two muscles. I will show you the picture also. The ramus of mandible, that means here, this is the picture. This is the ramus of mandible. It is covered by two muscles. This is the muscle masseter. This is masseter which is seen laterally. And medially, we cannot see here, but medially there is mandible on the medial side. Ramus of mandible on the medial side is inserted to medial pterygoid muscle medially, and in the mastoid process is covered by two muscles. One is sternocleidomastoid, second it is posterior belly of digastric. Whereas attached to the styloid process are three muscles, which is styloglossus, stylohyoid and stylopharyngeus. That is styloglossus, stylohyoid and stylopharyngeus. So if you see, ramus of mandible has two muscles, masseter laterally and medial pterygoid medially, whereas mastoid process has two muscles, sternocleidomastoid laterally and posterior belly of digastric medially. Then styloid process is covered by three muscles, which is styloglossus, stylohyoid and stylopharyngeus. So these muscles will form the parotid bed. Right, next. So, right, extent we have already seen. Now, if you see this picture is about the parotid capsule. So this is the parotid gland. Okay, this parotid gland is enclosed by a parotid capsule. So this is the parotid capsule. So this parotid capsule is formed by the tough investing layer of deep cervical fascia. Parotid gland is enclosed by parotid capsule, which is formed by tough investing layer of deep cervical fascia. So this tough investing layer of deep cervical fascia will split at the angle of mandible and it forms two lamina. This is the tough investing layer of deep cervical fascia which forms the superior lamina and which forms the inferior lamina or deep lamina. Superficial lamina. This is superficial lamina, which is strong and unyielding. This superficial lamina will blend with the masseter. It will blend with the or combine with the masseter, and it forms perotidomasseteric fascia. The superficial lamina will combine with masseter and it forms perotidomasseteric fascia, whereas this deep lamina will get attached to the styloid process and the tympanic plate. This deep lamina is thin and it gets attached to the styloid process and tympanic plate, and this deep lamina forms the stylomandibular ligament. So this is about the parotid capsule or parotid sheath. Now, if you see the external features of parotid, parotid contains an apex. Okay, it has four surfaces. It has superior surface or base. It has a superficial surface, that is superficial surface. This is superficial surface. On superomedial surface will be there here, and inferior surface will be there, and it has a superficial surface. Superficial surface, superomedial surface, and inferior surface will be there, and it has three borders: anterior border, medial border, and posterior border. On the posterior side there will be. Okay, you do not need to remember all of them, but these relations are important. Right. So these are the relations of the parotid. So if you see superior surface above or the base, in the superior surface or the base, the relations are, there are superficial temporal vessel. In the superior surface or base, we have superficial temporal vessels and auriculotemporal nerve. This is auriculotemporal nerve, and superficial temporal vessels will form the superior surface. Then in the posterior border, we have posterior for posterior because it is present behind the ear, so there will be posterior auricular nerve and vessels are seen in the posterior border. Posterior border, you will see posterior auricular nerve and vessels are seen in the posterior border. Then we have apex. At the apex, you will see posterior division of retromandibular vein and anterior division of retromandibular vein are seen. At the apex, you have anterior division of retromandibular vein and posterior division of retromandibular vein and cervical branch of facial nerve. Cervical branch of facial nerve are seen in the apex. Then if you see the anterior border, in the anterior border, we can divide it into above the parotid duct and below the parotid duct. Above the parotid duct, in the anterior border, there is the following. There is temporal branch of the facial nerve. Above the parotid duct, we have temporal branch of the facial nerve. Then transverse facial vessel. Then we have zygomatic branch of the facial nerve. Then we have upper buccal branch of the facial nerve. Above the parotid duct, there is temporal branch of the facial nerve, transverse facial vessel, zygomatic branch of the facial nerve, and upper buccal branch of the facial nerve. Then if you see below the parotid duct, we have lower buccal branch of the facial nerve, marginal mandibular branch of facial nerve, and cervical branch of facial nerve. So let us see the relations again. The superior part or base contains auriculotemporal nerve and superficial temporal vessels. It has auriculotemporal nerve and superficial temporal artery and vein. Then posteriorly, it has posterior auricular nerve and vessels. Then apex, we have anterior division of retromandibular vein, posterior division of retromandibular vein, and cervical branch of the facial vein are seen. And here you will see cervical branch of the facial vein. Then if you see the anterior border you can divide it into whether it is above the parotid duct, below the parotid duct. Above the parotid duct, it has temporal branch of the facial nerve.
Thank you, and thank you for watching.